All right, so my mentor just quit the game. I know that's a funny way to say it. I started playing Marvel Strike Force, and I started creating content for Marvel Strike Force. And Trevor, aka Mobile Gamer, has been a huge resource for me, both in navigating the creator waves and navigating game company waves. And I think when he quit, he laid out a lot of important information when it comes to this game. So in this video, I'm actually gonna take the time to explore what he said in his video, give my take on that, and maybe give some recommendations, because I think the developers are trying, but they're not acting quick enough. And I think they need to be acting much quicker. Anyway, let's get into that right now. All right, so here we are with Mobile Gamer. We're going to be going through his video, Why I Quit Lord of the Rings Heroes Middle Earth. I talked to him about this, told him, asked him if he'd be okay with me basically doing a reaction and just kind of piggybacking off his video. He said, have at it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm interested to go over his take, add my take, and actually like suggest some fixes that Capital Games should do. Because Mobile Gamer here is going to hit on a lot of important subjects, a lot of them. All right, let's see what Trevor's got to say here.
All right, I've been getting a lot of questions about why I stopped playing Lord of the Rings Heroes Middle Earth, and the short answer is I just wasn't having fun. Interesting to note that in the last month, I put up 2 videos for Heroes of Middle Earth. Both of those videos were in the top 10 of my most viewed videos for last month, and one of them was my most viewed video for the entire month. Now,
all right, so he's speaking to his motivation as somebody who works in this space, right? He's not just a gamer, he's also a content creator, which means this is his living. And he's letting you in right now saying like, I made bank off doing those videos. There's a marketplace for people who are checking out this game, at least in its infancy. And yet he quit the game because he wasn't having fun. I'm interested to see why he was not having fun.
That being said, I just wasn't having fun at all playing the game, and I'm kind of give some explanations of some obstacles that I had in playing this game. One of the main things is largely about this sentiment right here.
I don't like that sentiment.
Aren't real gamers. You know, when I encounter people in public, or I tell people what I do here on YouTube and Twitch, and that I play mobile games, and I get these strange look usually, and the sentiment for mobile games in general is that they're not real games. They're low fidelity cash grabs. They're very expensive, and they're all clones of each other. And I don't think that that is always true. And I am finding that the mobile game industry is changing.
All right, I want to touch on what he just said there, because that definitely rings home true for me when I tell him I have a YouTube channel. What's the YouTube channel on? I lie. Makeup tutorials. I don't know. I don't want to tell them it's about gaming, let alone mobile gaming. But to the point where they're just cash grabs, that's clearly not true. You know, Hearthstone, mobile game, Snap is a mobile game. There's lots of strategy there. Marvel Strike Force, though it is definitely pay to win, with proper strategy, you can beat some of the people paying to win, at least for now. So I don't think that's true. I think Star Wars Galaxy Heroes also has a bunch of strategy to it. I'm playing Eternal Evolutions. There's a bunch of strategy to that game. And then you have other games that are being converted from previous consoles. Like, I have Lunar on my phone from PlayStation 1, and I'm playing that. I'm sure we're going to have more games that just get converted from old systems into the new one. I don't think that the sentiment that mobile gamers and mobile games aren't gamers or games anymore. That was a tongue twister. That's not true. Rare L for Dr. Disrespect, who I like, though he might just be trying to be inflammatory as he does. Let's see where mobile goes with this.
Specifically here in 2023. And one of the things that is changing things a lot, in my opinion, is what they're doing with Genshin Impact and Star Rail. So Star Rail is a game that I played on stream. I played it for 1 hour.
I've heard a lot about this game. I haven't played it. Just seeing this for the first time is pretty wow. This looks like a PlayStation 3 game almost. The graphics aren't they're not blowing me away, but they're definitely not what you see in a mobile game. I don't know if I want it. Okay, let's let him continue. I just want to hear what he says.
They sponsored for me to play it on Twitch. This is not sponsored at all. And my mind was blown. This is what we should expect from mobile games here in 2023. This game came out at the same time, I think 12 days before Heroes of Middle-earth.
Let's talk about that for a second. How sad was that? Yeah, there was buzz like crazy for this game, like with mainstream channels, like with Asmongold. I think Ludwig talked, like for a lot of big content creators were talking about this game. Some clowning on it, others not clowning on it. It definitely overshadowed Lord of the Rings, and whether it be the art style or just laziness, whatever the case was, Lord of the Rings just doesn't hit people's eye palette the way that this game does. And so it just amplified that so much more. Anyway, I just want to bring that up.
And a lot of people on my videos, like when I complained about the graphics inside when I complained about the graphics of Heroes of Middle-earth, just like, oh, you just don't like the style. No. I don't like the style of this game. This is like the furthest thing from me of a style, a game that I would like.
Really?
But I could totally appreciate the fidelity and the thought and the effort to put into a free-to-play mobile game, because free-to-play games aren't free. They're just free to play. So if you're going to play a free-to-play game, you might as well get something out of it like that, where it's like at least this quality. This is what I think we should expect going forward in the future of.
What he's saying is gameplay. He's saying there's gameplay right now, and he wasn't having fun because of the gameplay, or maybe lack of gameplay for Lord of the Rings. Okay, I can definitely get behind that. I'm sure he's going to touch on that, but we're going to keep that in the back of our heads. He's saying this gameplay was fun, even if the style wasn't for him. Rare L for Mobile Gamer 2, by the way. This is like an anime style. Anime's the bomb, bro. You need to check out just a bunch of anime shows. Open up your horizons. And all of a sudden, you'll be a weeb like the rest of my generation. Let's go.
Mobile games, because here's the deal. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes came out in 2015. It made $1.5 billion. You're telling me that EA Capital Games, after making $1.5 billion in revenue over the last 8 years, and all they learned about making mobile games is Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth, it's trash.
That is the most important point he just brought up. This is not an indie company. This is Capital Games. They already have a game called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is a clone of this game, which is part of the reason why I wanted to play this game, to be honest with you. I've heard a lot of people had a lot of good times in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I was hoping that was going to be what Lord of the Rings was going to come in hot and be like, because I don't want to go start playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because I know in a hero gacha game, the cost to catch up to playing at the highest level, all the new stuff, it's insane. So playing in at the base level, I thought would be a really good idea. And then when the game starts, there's nothing to do. There's arena, garbage. The shard is completely overpacked. The amount of gems they're giving away to the people that started the game is atrocious when you consider the cost of refreshing campaign energy. The challenges, well, you do them once and then you're done. I've done all of them now except for one. I'm, like he said, 3 weeks into the game. Campaigns, I can finish all the campaigns on Shadow. I mean, they just introduced a new one. I guess we'll be tackling that one soon. This company has years. What did he say? 2017, 2015? I don't know what he said. I think he said 2015 or something like that. So there's nearly a decade of experience with this sort of game. How did they not implement a game mode like raids, like war, like Cosmic Crucible, like whatever their equivalent of that was? How is that not on launch? You have the blueprint. You are just using different IP on it. I'm like, it blows my mind that there wasn't something for people to sink their teeth into, and then they could have had the economy expand so people build more of the characters, up the release cadence, whatever they wanted to do. But don't put a game in where you come in 20 minutes, then you're done. Because right now, that's what Lord of the Rings is. And I think there's a lot of potential, like I said, because Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, I'm hoping they're going to copy paste some of that infrastructure over here and give us a goddamn game mode to play. All right, let's continue.
Is the future of mobile games in this style. Well, not this style. I actually don't enjoy anime type games. I will not.
Stop hating on my generation. we like anime. Okay. One thing I will also want to touch on as far as mobile games go. I like simple graphics. You know, like I love going back and playing the old Mega Man game. Like millions and millions of people play Clash of Clans. It's not exactly blowing your socks off with the graphics on that, right? Sometimes I want a little rinky-dinky game to pull up on my phone, bang it out, a little bit of fun, and then go on with the day. So that I think is okay. We don't need this sort of insane graphics, but we need gameplay. You know, Clash of Clans is gameplay, Mega Man is gameplay. Lord of the Rings.
I'll be playing this. I'm showing this just for example of a game where I don't like the style, but I can appreciate the fidelity. And it's just kind of blows my mind the complete difference in what the game is. Like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes came out in 2015. Marvel Strike Force came out in 2018, and there was a noticeable change and a noticeable upgrade in the fidelity and the style, and they added their own flair to it. I don't think Capital Games did anything new or special or different. I'm not going to say that it's PlayStation 2 graphics or 2010 graphics. No, it looks like
it's worse graphics, but I get it. I just want to play the game because I want to play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes from the beginning. All right? But he's right. He's right. They should have learned their lessons. Marvel Strike Force came in and they upped the game. How do they come in 5 years after Marvel Strike Force and they don't even push the needle as far as eye appeal goes and drop the ball on gameplay? What the hell?
It was released at the same time as Galaxy of Heroes. And I just don't think that's right. And so I got a couple issues that I also want to talk about, but there was a post about Marvel Strike Force, and for some reason it kind of rocked me.
Okay, I've watched this part. I don't want to watch this again. Somebody, they found that their time on this planet, on the Earth, is limited, and they need to reevaluate their priorities. And that hits mobile because he's like 70 years old or something in a different way. So, I'm just kidding. Shout out to this guy, man. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time. I hope you have a lovely remainder of your life. Let's continue on to where he continues talking about Lord of the Rings.
About Lord of the Rings after playing the game for 3 weeks. The bottlenecks were starting to get absurd very early, and then they have a legendary character, and pivoting towards the legendary character just did not seem like fun to me. And whether it was gold or experience or gear or stars, the bottlenecks hit me hard and hit me fast. And that's just something I don't want to do. I don't enjoy it. And I don't want to be in this situation with a game that is showing me what the game is very, very early. Now,
okay, we got to speak to this because the bottlenecks in this game, like he said this early on, absolutely gross. So let me let you guys in. I've probably dropped around 500 to 600 Canadian dollars on this game, just on gems and stuff. Gems, and then I bought one Erwin offer, I bought a Halberd offer, I bought a Misty Mountain Orc offer. I spent more money on this game in this 3 weeks than I've spent on Marvel Strike Force this year. Okay? Because I stopped doing Marvel Strike Force. I feel like no benefit to those bottlenecks has been reached by me. Now, I have a video out on the channel, or at least there will be one on the channel, me opening up those atrocious Kraken orbs. Not good. And they're not the answer. And even if they were the answer for a free-to-play player to hoard up enough gems to open up even one of those orbs is 2 days worth of arena payout for the majority of players. And for it to give like 0.9%, like 4% enough gold for one level once you get past level 40, it's insane, the bottlenecks. And when he speaks to having to switch focus, I did that. I switched focus off Misty Mountain and back to Isengard, and I've had a lot of success with my Isengard. I've been able to do all the content I want to do. I beat all the challenges, beat the campaign. I'm holding an arena now, but that came at such a huge cost. My light team is still level 40. My shadow team is level 50. But my resources are annihilated because of that. And then for them to come in and say, hey, now you got to build 5 Ls. You got to build 5 Ls. We don't know to what level to unlock Outrun, but you got to build the 5 Ls. You got to get their stars. By the way, 230,000 gold to upgrade them from 3 to 5 stars. And you get what? Me dropping what I do my 50 cores, I do hundreds, and sometimes I do 200s. We're looking at nearly, I don't know, 1,000, 1,100 cores daily, gems rather, I use. Normal players don't get that. They don't. How are they dealing with the bottlenecks anywhere near if I can't deal with them? I don't even have the resources to build up a new team, let alone somebody who's free to play. It's disgusting. They need to address it real quick. All right, I've been talking a lot. He's an 11-minute video. We're already hitting 15. Let's keep going.
The other thing that really bothered me about Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth is I don't know if it's the Unity engine that they use over there, but the loading screens.
The loading screens. It's just a blurred green background. How is it not at least the blurred background of the current map you're fighting? How lazy was that? Like he was saying earlier, Marvel Strike Force came out in this is such a pet peeve of mine, even though it's such a small thing. It takes me out of it every single match. How does Marvel Strike Force have new characters jump in on the current map, but Lord of the Rings, who's been doing this for 3 years longer than them in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, doesn't have a way to seamlessly add characters into a wave besides a loading screen with just a green blurred outline that says wave 1, and then it does a checkbox, and wave 2 pops. It's the most unappealing transition ever. Huge pet peeve of mine. It's why I hate doing campaign notes. Oh, big pet peeve.
Seem unnecessary. The backgrounds are just simply gradients. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And just there's absolutely zero voice acting. There's little to no effort.
The no voice acting, I wouldn't hear it anyway because I had the volume turned off, but that's a good point. If you're dealing with an IP like Lord of the Rings, you got to get some voice actors in there for the campaigns at least, right? At least. Like I know when the game first came out on Twitch, I was goofing off. I was doing it like myself. Yeah, that's a big miss that I didn't even consider. Good find, Trev.
Put into that game. And I know that the game is early, but there really genuinely was nothing to do. And so
that's it. Yes, the game's early, but it's not. Because since 2015, they've had Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. How is Raids, if it wasn't available on launch, it should have been available 2 weeks later, not like a month and a half or 2 months later after a bunch of players have hemorrhaged out? Come on.
And the stuff that I was doing was not satisfying to me at all, given what I know about mobile games and capital games and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It just didn't seem like fun. So what happened and how I came to this decision is I had been banging out my dailies very quickly every day, and I didn't feel like I was making a lot of progress. Just felt very unfulfilling. And one day I forgot to do them, but I had a couple minutes down during one of my streams, and that's where that footage, like I had no intention of quitting the game at all, where that footage where I said, all that stuff, and I deleted the game off my game. I actually have not looked at the game. I don't have the game installed anywhere. Like it's gone, it's deleted, right? But I went into my first arena attack, did that and won, right? Which, and then I did simmed all my missions, did my daily activities, and then it became so that I did everything I needed to do, and I got it done very quickly. And then I needed to go into my second arena battle, and there was a timer on it, which is to be expected. That's pretty typical of these type of games. And then I paid the 50 currency so that I could do my second battle, because then I would be done with my daily activities, which it seems like a relatively easy task, maybe 20 minutes tops, when I was speedrunning it for the day. And I was halfway through the battle, and you can see my face is like, I hate this. I am not having.
To be fair, Arena sucks. Arena is literally determined by who picked the team and stuck with that team to the very end. If you went Rohan and you've been keeping your Rohan up, you're level 50 now, they're level 50, they all have level 4 abilities, you build them up to gear tier 7, gear tier 8, then you're holding fine in Arena. The second you pivoted to maybe work on your shadow team a little bit more, or now you're pivoting to work on elves, your arena rank plummets. There's no strategy in the game right now besides a few characters like Lady Aowen and Ugluk, just doing blinds and offense ups and ability blocks. Besides that, the vast majority of players, the vast majority of teams don't do anything interesting. It's just a matter of, are they big enough to get hit and hit harder? And so that's another big miss right now, which is what hopefully we won't see in other modes. But I agree with this sentiment. I hate doing arena. I really do. After I pivoted off Rohan to work on my Isengard, it just became miserable. Punching up 2,000-3,000 and then having no means to catch back up after having pivoted because the resources just don't come in fast enough.
Having fun. I don't care if it was my most viewed video. I don't care if this game blows up. I don't think this is the future mobile games, and I don't want to play it, and so I uninstalled the game. And lastly, and the final reason why I don't want anything to do with Lord of the Games, and this has to do with my
Destroyer of Words, Lord of the Games, Lord of the Rings.
My personal experience with dealing with Capital Games and the way that they treated me and the way that I view them as bad partners when it comes to being a content creator, basically promoting their game for free, right?
That's what we do.
And they are not good partners. Well, that's not true. They were not good partners to me. Watch your back. If you're a content creator, watch your back. If you're going to work with Capital Games, I did not have a good experience with them. I do not like them, and I don't want to work with them. And if you want, if you're a content creator and you want to know how they treated me, I would be glad to talk to you about it. Just send me an email. My email's like everywhere. We can get together on Discord, and I'll tell you my personal experience with them. They're terrible partners, and I don't want to engage with them. Let me know what you think about all.
All right, and then he's gonna end the video. Okay, listen, I did talk to him as a content creator. I was very interested about that. Right now, they haven't reached out to me, but I haven't been putting the right amount of effort you're supposed to put into a channel when you're trying to grow it off the bat. The horror story I heard, as somebody who tries to do this for a living, is something you can't abide by. I don't think I will ever work with Capital Games, even if they were to reach out with me. I don't know. I don't want to rule everything off the table, but it would be different. Like when I signed for the Envoy program with Marvel Strike Force, I was new then. Since then, I've definitely had my regrets about signing NDAs and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'd be as willing to get back into it. But that's what he had to say. Okay, so the big issues he had, the game wasn't a game for him. The bottlenecks limited his ability to at least level other things out and to try them in the like non-repeatable game modes that we have, like campaign and all that. And he just wasn't having fun. And I think I've heard that sentiment mirrored by a lot of other people. For myself, I'm not quitting the game. I just thought this was very interesting to go through with you guys who may not be subscribed to Mobile Gamer. And I just wanted to give my opinions on what he talked about, because I think he's right in a lot of things. But I'm not quitting because I'm hopeful that they're going to be able to turn this into what Star Wars Galaxy Heroes was. Again, I've heard so much hype about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but I will never play that game. I will never, ever play that game because I'm too late to the party. They've already introduced the uber greedy mechanics. And like the uber greedy mechanics for Lord of the Rings will probably come into effect 3 years from now. So I wanted to get my 3 years fun out of this game before that happens. But right now, it's not fun. Exactly like he said. Arena, do your dailies, finish your challenges, which I'm almost all done. So those are just always now hitting 3 sim buttons. It's kind of lame right now, if we're being honest. Now, we just had Arwen drop. I was able to do some interesting things with Arwen. That's fun. But I'm not spending $200 per new character to unlock Elrond. So I'm not actually going to experience Elrond when he comes. So it's a very mixed bag, and this video hit me very deeply. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about Mobile Gamer leaving in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my take on what his take was, and then I'll hear what your take is, and we'll go take a break. Have a good day.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.